Kauai Beach.
There you go.
Okay. And Chef has only been here for a short time, and he's learning the island, but he's very familiar with all of these wonderful ingredients. What are we making today, Chef?
Well, today we're going to make a coconut and lavender crusted mahi-mahi with a green coconut curry and some kaffir lime leaf scented cal roast rice.
Well, sounds wonderful. So we're going to get right into it, going with the ingredients. We can talk about what ingredients you can start. You need the stove lit?
Yeah, let's get this stove lit.
Okay, we can get that fire going. I already burnt all the hairs off my hand and figuring out how to do this.
All right, so yeah, the first thing you want to do is just kind of get your pan warming up, and then so one of the first ingredients we'll be using is canola oil.
I did it.
Let's just go this side first.
Oh. You don't want this one on?
You can leave it real low like that.
Oh, it's going to get hot.
Okay, well, let's try it on.
I got to do it over again. All right.
And then one of the other ingredients we'll be using is sesame oil. Now, one of the things I like to do when I use sesame oil is to mix it with canola oil so that it's not as strong. It has a real strong flavor and has a tendency to overtake what you're doing. So unless you're looking for extreme sesame flavor, I usually cut it about half and half.
Couldn't tell.
So then lemongrass, we talked a little bit earlier about lemongrass.
Well, lemongrass, let's go over lemongrass. A lot of people don't know what lemongrass is. I mean, it grows wild here. Anybody know what lemongrass is? Anybody not know what lemongrass is? Okay, come here. With lemongrass, no, it's a weed. You cook it with lemon. If you go to the Food Channel, the Food Network, and you look up coconut lemongrass chicken, that's mine on the Food Channel. And that's my recipe at the Food Channel. Anybody want to take it with? Okay, you know what it is.
All right.
And with this, you cannot use the stem. Tell them how you prepare it.
Yeah, generally when I'm using lemongrass, what I'll do is I'll take a knife on the back side of it and I'll break it right here. And then you can basically push down here and pop out the core. And then everything after that is pretty much usable up until about here, which you get a little bit less flavor. So from here to here is where your maximum flavor out of the lemongrass is going to be.
I slice it real thin. You do that?
Yeah, and you can see I've already sliced it pretty thin.
Yeah.
In this preparation, we are going to puree everything and strain it out at the end. So we're mainly just get that. So I just do more of a rough chop.
Okay.
So another ingredient is ginger. So we got some fresh ginger here.
Another product we have on Kauai, readily available at any of the stores, is fresh Kauai grown ginger. Okay.
All right.
Heating up over there.
And then we got some fresh shallots.
Aha, shut up.
So shallots, a little bit sweeter onion, less mild, less strong of onion flavor. And then we got some garlic. And those four ingredients are going to be your main ingredient for your base, for your curry base. Yeah. So and that's really what we're focusing on right now is making the curry sauce.
Why don't you do curry yet? Where's the curry?
Well, in my recipe, I use chilies.
Oh.
That is my coconut curry. So, because a lot of times, if you buy like a curry base, they'll have like a paste at the store, and what they end up doing is they put a lot of shrimp paste in that, and so for vegetarians, that's a no-go.
Yeah.
So what I did is I developed this recipe based on the ingredients they use, and then the chilies are usually the chilies that give you your color of the curry. So whether it be, if you want to use red Fresno chilies, you got a red coconut curry. If you use jalapenos and pasilla peppers, is what I'm using today, we'll give you a green coconut curry. And then if you wanted a yellow, you could use banana peppers or another,
So curry doesn't have to be the actual curry.
No.
It's just called curry.
And that's more like an Indian curry.
Yeah.
We're doing a coconut curry, which is more of a Thai version of a curry dish.
Okay.
Okay. So now we're getting pretty hot over here, so we're going to start slowly adding some of our ingredients. Because what we want to do is slowly let these ingredients sweat and let the aromatics of the ingredients come out. So we're going to put in our shallots, and we got about 2 ounces. Our ginger. Our garlic. The lemongrass. And then got some jalapeno that I diced up. I took the seeds out so that we don't make it too spicy. But depending on how how much you like spice, hey, maybe leave those seeds in, you know. And poblano peppers, if you've ever had those, they've got a little bit of heat, a little bit more than a bell pepper.
This one?
Yep.
What is this called?
A poblano pepper or pasilla pepper.
Pasilla pepper. This is what I see when I go to Mexican restaurants, when they get like the chili rellenos.
Yep, that's what they make chili rellenos out of.
Okay, very good.
Really good flavor in those peppers.
And they keep juiciness to them.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. So now that we got those ingredients in, we're gonna kind of get them sweating. And to sweat is just to kind of slowly cook, to soften the vegetable, and then let the flavors come out.
Good. Well, you're making it easy for me. It makes it sound as though I know what I'm doing, and I don't. So.
All right, so
what do we got there, Chef?
So now that this is kind of sweating down a little bit, the vegetables are getting a little soft.
Yeah.
The next ingredient that we're going to use is mirin.
Mirin. Never heard of that one.
No.
This is the third time today I've heard, something came up that I've never heard of. Go ahead.
You really never heard of mirin?
I've never heard of mirin.
Oh, okay. Well, mirin is similar to sake, so it's a Japanese cooking wine.
Okay.
All right. So, and you could use white wine if you didn't have mirin or if you didn't have any sake laying around. So we got about 6 ounces of that, and what I like to do is just kind of deglaze the pan with that.
Uh-huh.
So, and same way, if you're going to use wine or alcohol in your cooking, then you want that to kind of cook off. You want to cook off the alcohol. But this is going to add another layer of flavor to what we've already done. And
is this on the menu at the restaurant?
This is going to be on our luau menu.
Luau menu.
Okay,
Cool.
so we're starting a luau
That's different. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Because, we're tired of the same old luau stuff.
Well, and that's kind of what we're thinking is
Good job, Matt. Good,
we want to do a luau. We want it to be an authentic luau, but at the same time, we want to have some different food, something that you don't get at every luau that you go to.
Yeah,
so,
it would make us locals want to go more, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, so every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday we'll be doing luau's, and so this will be on the menu there.
Great. In fact, there's only 2 luau's on the East Coast here. It's yours and Smith's, and both of them are incredible. It's an incredible show. So if you want to, your money's worth, this is where to go. I'd love to Hyatt, but you're paying a big buck for the same show. Better show here, I'm telling you. So just thought I'd let you know. A little local news.
What's the name of it? Where is it?
This, go ahead, give it to him again.
Okay, it's the Courtyard Marriott on Coconut Beach.
Okay, now this is almost across the street from Foodland. Down a little way from Foodland. If you look in there, you can see the hotel in the back. It's right on the beach. The pool and everything. It's just right on the sand. So if you get a chance, even if you're going to go in there for food, the music is great. It's all local music, local entertainment. I'm not supposed to do that. Uh-oh. Cut that. But it's local entertainment, local music. Poo-poos are great too. And hanging out at the pool. They don't mind that at all. It's a wonderful place to relax.
All right, so the next ingredient, now that we've got this kind of, we've got liquid in there and we got it sweating down a little bit, we're gonna add some kaffir lime leaf. So whenever you're using a kaffir lime leaf, you just wanna kind of tear it lightly, okay? And that'll let the aromatics come out in the leaves. Okay, so we'll tear those
I
up.
love this kaffir, right? In the last one, we used vanilla. And I always take, in my making chocolate, I always take the whole vanilla piece, grind it up, and throw the whole thing in the melange and let it go through. And I found out that it's the outside of the vanilla that creates the most flavor, not the seeds in the inside. And that shocked me. I mean, everybody's, what. Anyway, so this is the vanilla. How many people know how to propagate vanilla? You ever hear that?
How to do it?
It's got to be moonlight, 1 day out of the year, 1 day out of the month. It's got to be under moonlight to propagate, to get the flower, to do that here. That's how hard it is to make the vanilla. Anyway, getting back to the show.
Yeah. And so now that we've got that in there, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add our coconut milk. And then with the coconut milk, we're just going to let it reduce down after we add this.
All right. Ooh, that looks good.
So that's about 4 ounces. Let's do one more. So
yeah.
Probably for this recipe, probably about 8 ounces.
Oh, that looks
There we go. What's that?
How many ounces?
Let's do 8 ounces for this recipe. And how many people will this feed? I guess it depends on how much sauce they like, but this will probably be probably about six to 8 people. Yeah.
It's over rice. Okay,
all right.
so here we are.
Yeah, so this is reducing down. So next thing that we want to do, since our rice is already made, And basically all I've done is cow roast rice with a 2-to-1 ratio, and then taken some of these kaffir lime leaves and put them in, and then I steam the rice.
Did I see that going yet?
No, that's for our fish.
Ah.
That's
okay,
going to be the next thing that
we
we're
didn't
going
get
to
there yet. Okay.
So now we want to heat up this pan.
Oh my God.
Yeah, any hair left on your knuckles, we'll take care of that.
Okay, here we go.
So I bought some real nice grade mahi-mahi. And nice and fresh. You can see beautiful skin color.
I want to thank KCC for giving me the table, their culinary department, the table and the little tray here. As a volunteer, they do a great job every year letting me use this, and I appreciate that. I want to make sure everybody in television land say thank you to KCC, Hawaii Community College, not KCCC. The tents down.
All right, next thing we're gonna do now that we've got our fish, we're gonna put a little bit of extra virgin olive oil on it. Now I like to do this just to kind of give it some flavor, rub that into the skin or to the flesh, and then we're gonna season with just salt and pepper.
Nice. See, I'm Italian. When I don't use the lightweight stuff. I go to pure, thick, greasy Italian oil.
There you go. And so we're gonna wait for our pan to heat up. Can I put this here?
Whatever you like.
Okay. And we'll put some canola oil in the pan, and we're just gonna do a pan sear on the fish. But whenever you're doing that, then you wanna make sure that you get the oil smoking hot. Smoking hot oil will make sure that it doesn't stick to the pan. So once we put it in there, we'll give it a good shake, and then we'll start the pan searing process.
Any questions? What you got?
You said you're using a 2-to-1 ratio on the rice to the water, so you want a very sticky rice for this?
Oh no, equal part ratio, sorry.
Okay.
Good question.
Yeah, good catch there.
Yeah,
I meant to say
yeah.
equal parts.
Studying information?
No, just that's the ratio.
You like to cook?
Sushi rice. Yeah.
Good for you. You married?
No.
There are women here, you know, looking for,
He's got a girl.
He's got a girl. How do you know?
She's my mother.
Oh! Woo! Well, I'll tell you. All right, I'll be quiet.
All right, so our pan is hot. Our oil is smoking. We're gonna go in with our fish. So always put in the fish away from you so it doesn't splash on you. And then shake the pan, and it's not sticking at all. So now we're gonna get a nice sear, get a nice golden crust on the outside. And our sauce is reducing nicely.
How do you know how long it's going to take? You obviously know.
Yeah, well, there could be a couple different ways. Like you can watch, like I don't know if you can see it from here, but you can see the flesh around the outside start to turn white. So you're gonna wait and see, you know, how far you can get on one side, and then you're gonna flip it, and then you're gonna do the same on the other. So there's, by looks is one way, but they can also be deceiving. So you want to be careful with that one. Texture is the other one, by firmness of the fish. So when we flip it on its other side, we'll be checking for firmness. Once it's completely firmed up, then we'll know that it's, you know, well cooked and ready to consume. You also don't want it too firm. If it's like flaking and falling to pieces, then you know you've overcooked it. Yeah, so it's a fine line for sure. All right, so the next thing for our sauce, once we get it down reduced a little bit more, we'll blend it and then strain it and then just taste it for any sort of seasoning. A lot of times with this sauce, you don't need any salt and pepper, which is one of the greatest things about this recipe is you taste it and you're like, oh, it's perfect. You know, it's got spicy, it's got sweet, layers of, you know, lemongrass and shallots and ginger and garlic, so it's delicious.
And I can see what the coconut milk is doing in there as it's bringing down. This is bringing that special flavor.
Yeah. And then our fish is coming right along. So the thing we're going to do now is we're going to put just a little bit of olive oil on the top to kind of make a layer for the crust to stick. Kind of rub that in a little bit, and then I'll put a little bit of my crust on there.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you to Chef here for showing up here. It's the last minute that he came in, and he's new here, and he's never done this before. Another round of applause. Thank you.